Greetings, troublemakers. I am not Jasper, your friendly DM. I am just a very tired Jilly.
Just Jilly. It's okay. We love you. But hi, I am Jasper, your friendly neighborhood DM, and we are here to bring you the first maybe episode of Under the Table.
Might be
The
the second
show
one
where
if we're feeling like mixing it up a little.
yeah, we're feeling crazy. It may be the second one. We welcome you and thank you for coming to our show. We're happy to have you. So, the history of the entire world, I guess. The world was made by these ancient deities called the Old Ones. Their entire deal is that they're all based around different elements, and there are 7 of them. There's, of course, your basics: fire, earth, water, and air. Then there is life, death, and magic. That's 7, yes. I swear to God, I can do math.
We're really good at counting here. That's why we play Dungeons and Dragons.
Of course, we do the math game, yes. Fire, earth, water, air, life, death, and magic. And they
And
are
they're almost as cool as the band Earth, Wind, and Fire.
So basically, they are responsible for the creation and eventual destruction of the world. They are allowed to shape it to their whim every time it's recreated as it goes through these sort of cycles. But for the latest cycle, and the one that our game takes place in, we have the gods created it, and as it was nearing the end of its lifespan, this guy pretty much just called the Dark Wizard in our game, as his name has been lost to time.
He who shall not be named.
He who shall not be named is he's like, hey, I don't want the earth to be destroyed, especially not in my lifetime. So he decides that he's gonna use his crazy powerful magic to create these devices to trap the old gods and keep them from destroying the planet. So him, with the assistance of his 7 sons, travels the realm containing these gods.
Now pay attention to the number 7. That will be a very important number later in the story.
It is a recurring number that I just reuse over and over again. So the guy and his 7 sons managed to trap the 4 base elements responsible for creating the actual physical world. And he very nearly manages to trap death. But as he does this, some heroes kind of catch on to what he's doing and decide to stop him, like, hey, maybe don't. So these, guess the magic number, 7 people, they step in and defend death. Death turns to magic and is transformed into an animal form.
I do think we should let the animal form be a surprise, though.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna have to figure out what that is. Once our episodes start coming out, it'll make itself clear. He is transformed into an animal form in order to hide from he who shall not be named, or he who cannot be named, I guess.
Just to be clear, he can be named, because Jasper created this world, so he can be named. We just are choosing not to.
Opting out of naming this man.
It is an active decision on our part.
Actively refusing to give this man a name. They stop him. Death is turned into an animal by his friend Magic. And Magic basically just disappears from the face of the earth for a while. Like, it is thought that Magic is going into hiding as well. And with Magic's disappearance, the realm shifts in some convoluted magical way that shall be revealed as the story unfolds. Are 7 heroes who had decided to stop he who shall not be named are bound to the realm, essentially. Their souls are bound to the realm until they can eventually, hopefully, release the remaining old gods. And that brings us to this latest reincarnation of all of them. Most of them are out living pretty chill lives, honestly. Some of them criminals, some of them former criminals.
A little bit of a criminal.
No, you're all criminals now.
Well, I mean, now we are, but we weren't when we started. Was West the criminal?
Yes.
See, I thought it was just Scarecrow that was the criminal.
I think it's a guilt by association thing. Scarecrow is West's, like, quote-unquote familiar animal companion.
Service animal.
Yeah, service animal. I think Candy was probably the only one without a real criminal history until you guys got her to shoplift.
She just wanted to keep up with the cool kids, you know? I mean...
This is the peer pressure.
You know, stealing a couple knives isn't as bad as stealing a puppy, but, like, it's...
Oh, that's true. So, one by one, on the behest of our dear friend Remus, our valiant heroes are once again reunited. Although they don't really know it just yet that they already have met. They are tasked by Remus with stealing a magical artifact under the guise of repaying various debts that they owe to him. They break into a museum, attempt to steal the artifact, and are met with trouble, as it seems that other criminals have broken in and are trying to steal that very same relic. A fight ensues, people almost die, and...
Well, we don't need to tell them that. We were super successful. We rolled great. We definitely did not almost die. It was great.
Wound up. Yeah, you guys got the relic in the end. That's what matters. So they wind up with the relic in the end, escaping the bandits, and are promptly arrested for breaking into the museum.
You know, it happens.
So they are transported via paddy wagon.
You mean daddy wagon?
Transported via daddy wagon to the edge of town, where they are put on a ship and sent off. On this ship, one of our players, Candy, realizes that the captain is her long-lost sister. A lot of emotions ensue for everyone involved. Eventually, they decide to follow a hysterical vision had by one of them. I believe it was actually, wasn't it had by Jilly after touching the relic? Yeah, it was Jilly who had the vision.
It was.
Yeah, you had the vision that led you guys to the island where you would eventually free one of the elements on accident. Upon freeing air, they are transported to the Dream Realm and meet the Star, one of our chief deities who, you want to say it?
All the deities are furries!
Who is
It's actually our team motto.
Yeah. All of the young gods, as I've been calling them, are anthropomorphic, and the group very quickly started capitalizing on this.
Not our fault.
I was the one who designed the pantheon, and I did make them all, like, animal-headed creatures. Yeah, it's my fault. So they meet the Star, who is a panther in a raincoat. A panther in a raincoat and boots, basically.
As all good panthers wear.
Yeah. And they opt to basically, like, fast travel and speed run my game. They make their way to Casrio, the city furthest north, where it is known that Candy and the Captain Nerissa's father is. They meet up with our final two players, Axel and Dimitri, after a very brief beach episode where they get to kind of chill out, shit hits the fan pretty fast. Sacrifices are made, names are called. That leads to what's gonna be our first like actual episode.
Definitely didn't all die. Nope.
Not everybody's dead.
Well, that's true.
All but one, really.
It's fine.
Yeah, but you guys are gonna have to wait for episode 1 for that. Katie, did we miss anything?
Nope. I mean, we probably could talk a little bit about our whole gaggle of NPCs.